What's up, everybody? It's Gwiz and today I'm going to be showing you guys and teaching you guys some tips on how to win 1v1s in creative. So I'm going to be focusing on build fights. If this does well and you guys enjoy it, you want to see it, I'll do a box fights after it. But right now, I'm going to show you guys how to win your playground 1v1. So yeah, let's get straight into it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, comment down below what you want to see next, subscribe with notifications on, and if you really want to, use code Gwiz in the Fortnite Item Shop. Without further ado, let's get into it. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so I just loaded into creative, and the first thing I'm going to teach you guys about is how important high ground is. If you don't have high ground, most of the time you're not going to win the fight, unless, like, obviously you get lucky, they drop down on you, you beam them out, things like that. But high ground is very crucial and gives you a huge advantage on the opponent. So right now I'm going to show you guys an easy tip on how to get high ground, and once you get it, how to maintain high ground. So I don't know if you guys watched my last video. If you haven't, make sure you go check it out. I'm basically teaching you guys a bunch of 1v1 starts, and the one I'm going to use right now is one I call the wager start, and it's pretty much cranking infinite 90s until you have high ground. So this is kind of like cheap, I guess, but it's very effective, and if you want to get high ground, it's an easy way to do it. So you start off and you pretty much just crank. If you have a no jump fatigue roll, that's perfect. If not, then you're just gonna have to do a running 90 every couple 90s. But yeah, so as you can see, I pretty much just cranked. And so what this does, right, obviously it gives you high ground, but a normal 1v1 start, right, if you're gonna 1v1 like one of your friends, just a casual 1v1 match, they're gonna do something like this and edit out. And by cranking, I might have cranked a little bit too much, but it gives you instant high ground, and high ground is like very, very important in 1v1s. I don't 1v1 with ARs, but like if you have high, like, yeah, I did crank a little bit too much. Let's say like right here, right? Somebody's down there, easy sprays. Let's say they start building up, trying to go into a retake. You can easily spray them out, and yeah. So next thing I want to talk about is like maintaining high ground and how important it is to maintain it. So like maintaining high ground isn't really that hard. You kind of just want to like build with your opponent, right? So I'm going to show a clip right now. I was 1v1ing my friend Fakeify on his stream, and I cranked off the high ground. I'll start, and as you can see right here, like I'm maintaining high ground. I'm building up. I'm like making sure I'm always on top of him, because it's easy to spray down on him. And yeah, so that's like the second tip, just maintaining high ground. Don't be afraid to use your AR. And yeah, I'm gonna get right into the third one because it kind of ties in with that. Know your input. And what I mean by know your input is, if you're on controller, it may be more effective if you drop down on your opponent when you're at height. Let's say your opponent's like over here, right? Let's say your opponent's down here. He's doing a high ground retake. You want to drop down on him and shoot him. If you're on controller, most of the time that'll work because of controller aim assist that helps you aim in boxes and in like tight situations like that. So that could help a lot. You can get some easy pump damage. But if you're not on controller, I don't really recommend doing that because you're probably not going to get as lucky, especially if you're facing someone on controller and they do have the aim assist and you do not. It's not very smart to like drop it on them because you're kind of just like giving them the advantage, and most of the time you will lose height there too. So it's kind of a risky move. If you're on keyboard, then I would do it if like they're low, but if they're not low, it's not really smart to just drop down on somebody. That's why I talk about maintaining height. Also, if you have an AR, it's smart to camp high ground and spray down, and this is effective on like either input, right? But controller especially, obviously, like I said, you have the ADS aim assist. That can help out a lot when you're spraying at people. Get some easy tags in on keyboard. If you're playing someone on controller, you're going to want to stay high ground. You're going to want to stay as far away from them as possible. If you spray at them and they're in shambles and they're spam building, they won't have time to put in shots, and they won't be able to get those shots in and use the aim assist because obviously they're dealing with you spraying at them. That's my third tip. Just know your input, know who you're playing against, and know how to use it to the best ability. And yeah, let's get straight into the fourth tip. My next tip is make sure you're staying protected, right? So I dropped down here just because I have more space, But during a lot of 1v1s, you're going to do a lot of retakes. You're going to try to get high ground your opponent, and they're very important. But what's even more important is staying protected. So let's say my opponent is doing like they did in their 90s, right? Let's say my opponent's like right here. You want to make sure when you're doing your high ground retakes that they do not have an angle on you, because this is an easy tag for at least 20 with like right here. If they have an AR, it might even be more. So when you're doing your retakes, when you're doing your glypho cones, or you're doing whatever, you want to make sure you stay protected on this side. So protection is kind of key if you're trying to win 1v1s, because you can't really take in the shots, you know what I mean? Like, you can't take shots if you're trying to win. You want to take as least damage as possible while doing the most. And then obviously, if you do these protected retakes, you get high ground. You can do the last thing I showed you, which is just maintaining high ground, getting easy shots in. If they're doing retakes, they're not protected, those are easy shots. It goes both ways. Sparing your AR, obviously. But also, you want your retakes to have layers. So, like, instead of just like a Glypho cone, like let's say they're right here, right? Like doing this, like doing a little Glypho cone like that, it may work, but you might want to work on placing more ramps or more cones just to distract them, because it is very easy to shoot out a Glypho cone, right? And like that's kind of a go-to, like pretty easy thing to do, right? So let's say they're right here. You're doing your Glypho cones to protect yourself. Like, as you can see, this is pretty protected. If they want to shoot me, they have to shoot this wall, then shoot that wall, then shoot this cone, right? So you wanna like build as much as possible when you're going for these Glypho cones, because you wanna make sure that you have layers so they can't spray right through it, get an easy 66 tag, easy 33 tag, and so on and so forth. You want to make sure you're staying completely protected in all your retakes. Also, I mean, there's flashy retakes, right? Like, depending on who you're playing with, if you're playing with a clipbot. But for the sake of this video, I'm saying like you're actually trying to win the 1v1. You might not want to do these like very open, like clean retakes, because like right here, I just did this retake. There could be somebody right here. Those are free shots. Right here, another free shot, and now I'm taking damage trying to get to high ground. And by the time I'm at high ground, if I'm 1 HP, they can just stay low ground and spray me. They can go for a low ground peak. It's just not worth it. So that tip is just stay protected when you're doing these retakes. And yeah, I'm gonna get straight to the next tip. So my next tip is like something that I think I'm pretty good at, right? I kind of specialize in, I guess, is like low ground peaks, right? So you're not always going to come up with the high ground, and you need to know ways how to beat high ground, right? So I'm just going to go on this side, crank up a little bit. Let's say I'm like right here, and on this side let's go a little bit lower. Let's go, say I'm right here, right? Whether I'm low, whether I'm full health, either way, you're going to want to know how to do some low ground peaks. So you can box yourself up. If they're spraying an AR, you just got to stay building. You got to stay until they stop spraying. But you want to open up a side. You can either open up the front if you have a wall ahead of you, or you can open up the back if you don't have a cone here, right? And you want to make sure easy shots. So right there. Right there. Like, you want to shoot where your head will only peek up for a second. So if they shoot you, it'll either do low damage or it won't hit you at all. And you just want to make sure that you're getting the lowest peak. Like, look right here. I'm gonna circle it. Right here, there's an air. Like where the circle is, excuse me, that's all you can see of my head. So if they get a shot in, the most it's gonna do, if they hit full pellets from that far away, is maybe 50 damage. And if you look at where my crosshair is, I see their whole body. I can do way more damage than they can do to me. And you want to take advantage of that. You want to take advantage of your low ground. You want to take advantage of the peaks that you have. Now let's say they start spraying you out. You can just build a cone here. You can branch yourself out if you need to. You can do whatever you want. Let's say I'm branched out here. If they don't know where I'm going to peek from, I can open this up and get another peek in right there. So you kind of just want to use, if you have low ground, which obviously it's not ideal, but if you have it, you want to use what you can to your advantage. And low ground peaks are a very, very easy way to get some damage in. I can't tell you how many 1v1s I've won just from killing them with a low ground peak, because they're not really that hard to do, and they're very, very effective, especially if you're facing someone that may have better retakes than you, may have better 90s than you, gets high ground easier. you want to know how to do Lowground Peaks. And yeah, with all those tips, you should be beating whoever you're playing in no time. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If this works, please let me know in the comments, as well as letting me know what you guys want to see next. Thank you guys so much for 1,100 subscribers. We're on the road to 1,200. I appreciate every single one of you guys that are watching this video right now, every single one of you guys that subscribed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day or night. It's been Gwiz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.